Hey, so I wanted to make a tutorial about cutting glossy stickers using the Silhouette Portrait 3. I've had a lot of trouble with this, mainly due to registration marks. So first let me show the paper that I'm using. That's this one right here. It's 150 sheets for $45, about 30 cents a sheet, pretty good deal. And I really prefer the way that glossy sticker paper looks versus matte sticker paper. The problem is due to the glossiness, the laser of the Silhouette bounces off the paper too much, and so it doesn't recognize the registration marks, and so it basically like will refuse to cut the thing. So this was really frustrating for me. I ended up printing registration marks on regular paper and then cutting out the center of that paper and then gluing it onto my actual sticker paper so that it was sort of like registration marks overlaid on top of the sticker paper. That kind of worked, but it's a little nasty because you're having to like glue it on. It's also like a little unstable and kind of a lot of effort for you doing that for every single sheet. Um, so what I ended up doing is getting this thing called the Picscan cutting mat. You see here it's only $10, and it's basically a cutting mat that already has the registration marks printed on it, so you don't have to print your own registration marks. I actually got this because I was doing stencils, and those are using transparent kind of paper, which you're not really supposed to print on it. So there's no way to print registration marks. So I needed some other system, and this was perfect for that. But I'm actually just learning how to use it with stickers as well. And it had a bit of a learning curve, a little difficult to get that going, and that's why I'm making this video to explain. So let me just go into Silhouette right here. I have a new document, and I'm going to change the cutting mat here to the Picscan Portrait. And here it goes. And then this red area is, where you can do your cuts and, you know, um, so you'd think kind of, actually, let me just kind of get an image here so I can demonstrate this. So I have this, let's just bring some random thing in here. This little guy, right? And say I want to put it like up here. So normally what you would do is you would just go File, Print, um, and you'd think this was working correctly, right? And I'm going to demonstrate to you how it's not working. So I'm going to draw a rectangle out here for pretty much just this full width here. I'm going to give that some other color, and I'm going to give it some thickness so it's pretty obvious where it is. And as you can see, it's kind of representing the border of the page. So you would expect when I print that, we'd be able to see part of this green border, and that's just not the case. You see it's offset. So what happens if I do this print right here, and then I, put that on my mat and try and cut it, the cut is not going to be referring to the same coordinates as the print. So the cutting is going to be offset. It's not going to work correctly. And that's what was frustrating for me to realize, and that's what I'm going to show a workaround here. So basically what you want to do is go into Photoshop and create a new document with letter size paper here. I'm assuming you're using letter size printing paper. If not, whatever you want to do. And then I'm going to bring in my image right here. Let's just make this a little bit smaller. I'm going to remove this background because the alpha is useful for Silhouette to split up the, to draw the cutting boundaries. It uses the alpha around the image. So this is great. I'm just going to add a couple of these in here. And now what I'm going to do is, what you actually want to do is just straight up just print it from Photoshop. And Photoshop's not applying any margin. You don't want to apply any margin or weird stuff like that. Basically, what you print, you want to be exactly what you see here in Photoshop. So I don't know what printer you're using, but yeah, keep that in mind. And then what we're gonna do is just go to this rectangle tool here and make sure it's set to shape and set some stroke color. I'm gonna use just say a orangish right here and set it to have some substantial thickness, and then just kind of draw this out for the entire page. And then you can drag on these little circle things right here, drag those out, and that'll get rid of the rounding at the edges. And this doesn't need to like perfectly match up with the page. It just needs to hide the, it just sort of needs to illustrate where the border of the page is. So yeah, that's kind of good enough right now. So now I'm going to do is just file, export, quick export to PNG, and just call this like tutorial Squirtle, and that should do it. And then in Silhouette here, I'm just going to actually just delete all this stuff and bring this in right here. There we go. And the benefit of adding that border now is because it's really easy for me now to match it up with this red cutting border. So I can zoom in real close and get, if I really want to be pixel perfect here, you know, zoom in real close just so I want it to be perfect. And that's just about that. Seems good to me. And now, you already have your thing printed, right? So now you're just setting up the cut. So you just want to take your page, glue it to your cutting mat like so. And, I can sort of demonstrate, how I might set up my cutting sections as well. So, this is all one image right now. So what I'm going to do is right click and release compound path. And I'm going to select, actually, I can delete this border now. I don't need that anymore because I have everything positioned correctly. Oh, what was that? I guess, I don't know how that got in there, but whatever. All right, so I'm just going to select everything, and I'm going to use the star tool for the offset. You can use rounded or straight, whatever. I'm just going to use straight. I'm not, this is just, so I usually do two cuts. I do a kiss cut and a full cut. If you're not familiar, a kiss cut is like kind of supposed to be an aid to help you take the sticker off the page. It's not really cutting, it's only cutting through the top layer of the sticker, but it's not cutting through the backing. So this will be my kiss cut right here. You don't want to make it too tight because there is going to be a little bit of inaccuracy when you're doing your cut. So give it a little bit of extra space. And then right here, I'm going to give it a color. Let's just call it green. You want to keep this, well, actually, never mind about that. But, and then I'm actually just going to give another, offset right here. And this is a little too big, but let's just make this one blue. And this will be my full cut. So let me actually just fix the, oh, no, what's happening? I think sorry about that. I actually need these to be, let's just get rid of this one for now. That's fine. We'll just do these two. So I'm going to do another offset here. A little bit bigger. Yeah, how about that? And then make that straight and then give that color blue. Cool. And then I forgot about this one. Whatever. Now I just go to send here, and I'm actually not at my Silhouette right now, so it's not like plugged in. But yeah. So oh, you can't really see my settings here, but I will include my settings probably in the description for what I'm using for kiss cut and paper cut and full cut. But basically, you want to go to this line section right here, turn off this red one because we're not using that. That's the auto generated one. And then this green one, I'm just going to configure that to a kiss cut, and the blue one will be configured to a full cut. And then I basically just send, and that's about it. And it's been doing a pretty good job for me. Yeah, again, like look at the description if you want the settings that I'm using for this particular paper. Just another sort of thing, a tool you might use. I recommend this set right here of like tweezers and such. It's like $7.50. It helps a lot with taking stickers off the page. Um, it's also useful for stencils. And yeah, these things are also useful to have, like a brayer roller. Those are just some random other gizmos I would sort of recommend for your little workstation if you're, getting into die cut stuff. So, and maybe a glue stick, but, or some rubber cement. Yeah, all right. I'll leave it at that. Not trying to, make this longer than it needs to be. So hopefully this helps somebody, and take care.